stories by E.B. White. And I read them aloud to the children, and they listened. And we read a chapter, sometimes 2 chapters if they were short, each afternoon. And each day before we started, I'd say, okay, who could tell me what we read yesterday? And we would review the day before. And I was really quite impressed, actually. Many of them had very good recall and were very good at expressing what happened in the day before. And they also, over the course of the year, have really been developing their skills in not only comprehension, but then being able to summarize the story and take the key points of the story and talk about it. So when we talked about what we wanted to do, they said, I said, what do you want to present? What have we learned this year that was special to you? And they chose one of the stories, and again, they had to negotiate and discuss which story, and The Trumpet of the Swan won. We talked about how to decorate the room, and they wanted to do the paintings of the swans. I have to tell you, I am not artistic. I cannot draw. I don't have any art skills. And these children, with very little guidance, did these paintings on their own. People often ask me, how will children in a Montessori classroom transition to a regular classroom? And it's really hard to put it into words, but I challenge you to go into any other kindergarten classroom and see children who can present a story that they read like this, who can do artwork like this completely on their own. It was their ideas. I said, how shall we decorate? They came up with the idea of lights and balloons. And so in one of my crazy emails, I said, second-year families, can you help and do a gift to the third-year children? And so the lights and the balloons are thank you to our second-year families, the Tatias and the all making this happen. So thank you. I think, so when we did these stories, we had to talk about how to do it. So I sat with each child and I said, okay, what part of the story do you want to tell about? And they really each had a distinct part of the story that they wanted to share. And so then I said, okay, well, think about it, tell me about it. And they told me about it, and I asked them some questions to clarify some points or to make sure that they had the main parts. But pretty much they came up with it. And then I said, okay, go write that down, what you just told me. And they wrote it in their handwriting, with their spelling, with their grammar. They really did an excellent job. So then I took it one step further, and then I wrote it out, using their words, but giving them the correct spelling and doing it in my handwriting so it was easier for them to read. And I gave it to them. I said, go practice this tonight, and just practice it a little bit, and then we'll work on it tomorrow. I was amazed when they came back the next day, and how many of them, without even their papers, they told the whole story without even having to look at it or think about it. We even had a few who changed the words because she didn't like the way the words sounded, so she used better words. And I said, did Mom and Dad help you, or did you come up with that yourself? No, I didn't like the way that sounded. So, these children are not your average kindergarten graduates. These children are independent thinkers. Sorry. They're just all really amazing children. I'm so proud of them. And I'm so happy to be part of their lives. I'm supposed to be able to get through this without crying. I'm sorry. You guys know me now. It's inevitable. Before we talk about all these children, we're going to do in 1 second, I promise. This year has been really special in that, first of all, here at our graduation, we have 2 of our previous graduates, really 3. So, where's Mana? There's Mana. Aman. Stand up. Mana was in this classroom when Miss Kaylin was here. Aman and Nikhil were in my classroom when we were downstairs in the Green Downstairs community. And I love that we have our past graduates with us here today. And the reason why they're here is because their siblings are in our class. And there's one more important person. Where's Ayan?
Staring up the back of the room.
There he is. He's going to be here next year. And I'm just so awestruck by what a strong community we have here. and I thank each and every one of you for that. Each year I think, wow, what an incredible year, what incredible families I get to work with, what incredible children. And then the next year you guys somehow top it, and our community just keeps growing and getting stronger and stronger. And I thank each and every one of you for that. All right, I think some of these kids are starting to get restless, so let's go.